welcome back to Season 7 of Time to Change.
We have some amazing conversations lined up from people doing the work. I'm excited for those and the change that it'll hopefully spark.
I can't wait to jump in. So let's get started.
Welcome back to Time to Change. I'm Chasen Forehand.
And I'm Dom Jones.
We got it that time. And today, oh man, we got a guest for you today. Mike Smart is in the house. He's the founder of Smart Farms LLC. He is award-winning author of Bucket Buddies, and he is bridging the gap between education, urban agriculture, and sustainability. Mike, welcome to the show, my friend. I've been waiting to press that button.
Thank you.
Hey, first out of the gate, please tell us how this came about, where you started Bucket Buddies, and then how you put the pieces. We'll get to the story about how you put all these pieces together, because I was talking before we started recording. Man, you have put together some things that are built like a Lego fortress. It is incredible how you have masterminded all of these things around you and how in sync they are. I was just blown away. So yeah, how did Bucket Buddies come to fruition?
Well, essentially, back in 2019, I was, forced to figure out a way to monetize my time. And, I'm a single father, first of all, of 2 girls, and I've been raising them since they were 2 and 3 years old by myself. And I was going to college full-time, working at the college, and also working part-time at a bar down the street from the college. And so it was just bouncing back and forth, getting my kids to and from school and daycare and working. And it was incredibly unsustainable. I had maybe 2 or 3 hours at nighttime by myself to kind of take a nap in the bath and wake up and do it all over again the next day.
Whether you're a nonprofit, church, school, or business, let ourmerchpage.com become an extension of your marketing team. They'll handle the design, sourcing, fulfillment, and management of your merchandise marketing needs, so you can stay focused on what matters most, your business.
And so when the organized economic slowdown happened in 2019, I was forced to figure out how to take all of that energy that I was using to do all that stuff and focus on how I can monetize my time and homeschool my kids at the same time. And so I started writing children's books under a brand called SDP Owls, which was the NFT brand for my crypto payments company back in 2021, from 2019 to 2021. I started a crypto payments company before the regulations happened. And so I couldn't really get it up and running. So I was like, well, I'm going to turn this into an NFT brand. But SDP is not marketable, and the owls kind of have these hidden connotations in it in society. So I wasn't able to gain traction there the way I wanted to. So basically, long story even longer, I started this other business called Meta Builders, which built virtual environments with money layers connected to cryptocurrency and smart contracts, and learned a lot about building brands and marketing brands through serving all of my customers as meta builders. And then when the FTX crash happened, I lost everything, was forced to move to 1,500 miles away with just $100 in my pocket. And my daughters, they had 2 bags each. I had 2 bags. And we just got on the train to the middle of nowhere, South Dakota, in a tiny little town of 600 people, and started over. And I immediately started Smart Farms and started the Bucket Buddies books and just trashed all those other brands and just started fresh.
Wow. Well, they have been award-winning. I mean, so people are really responding to what you're putting out, including others that recognize the how important these books are, not only to kids, but to parents. So well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I appreciate you walking us through first your background and what you have done simply because you had to. Is amazing to hear that journey. And so you just shared a lot about, the what and the how. But I'm hearing you took this interesting leap from finance, I'll call it the financial world with crypto and NFT, to technology, and then agriculture. And I'm curious if you can unpack a little bit more of the why. What was it about agriculture? And my sense is that it wasn't just monetization, but it was probably a core need that obviously resonated with so many, which is why it's so successful.
For, more or less a disenfranchised individual. I've been through difficult times in my life, and I've been on the wrong side of the way that things are in, systematically in the United States.
Mhm.
And freedom is a big thing for me. And that's part of why I jumped into the decentralization thing as well, and wanted to promote cryptocurrencies, because they are decentralized form of currency that you can transact peer to peer and skip the entire banking system. And I soon realized how much opposition there was in that industry, and there were some crazy things that happened that I won't get into that caused me to definitely not want to be in that industry anymore. And so, that's kind of where the jump was. But if you think about decentralization and you take all of the information and the knowledge that I gained in the world of like decentralized currencies and decentralized autonomous infrastructure, and how to govern, real world assets from anywhere in the world, and jump on board with like other people from other countries and have everybody have a stake in the pie, a pie that's virtual. It only makes sense to decentralize our food industry as well. If a kid can get their head wrapped around, I can grow my own food, like this is the, like, this is how the process is done. This is easy. Like, why would I go to the store and get all this stuff when I could just grow it myself? So it started with books. So here's one of the books. This is the one I won an award on, the International Impact Book Award for Children's Education. It's called The Importance of Pollinators. And the idea is that the characters teach the kids about the importance of, pollinators and growing your own food, and who is participating in the ecosystem of food. And then here's Coffee's Journey. This one teaches you the origins of coffee. I've got my own coffee brand here. And then I figured, brand products with the food, so you can not only teach the kids how to grow the food, how to process the food, but you can also teach them how to monetize their efforts. So it's not just about entertainment or education. It's also about making money. And so therefore I've got Coffee's chocolate covered coffee beans. That's for the moms at home trying to deal with their homeschooling their kids. And I've got dried strawberries, pixie pineapple, dried pineapple.
And all of these are the characters from the books too.
Correct. Yeah. And then there's some berry blues, blueberries, because I'm trying to start a hip hop cartoon with some of these characters. So my Berry Blues, DJ Mustard Green, and stuff like that.
I love it. I love it.
But then, so in addition to the books and the snacks, I've got these grow kits that have like buckets with little stickers that you can stick on the bucket so they can identify, instead of having to, which we also have this if they want to label them traditionally. Got a little watering can that'll match the characters, and then they come with the seeds. So Minty Max has mint seeds, and they're all color coordinated and identified and built around the characters themselves. And then I also have music on YouTube, so the kids can listen to a song about Minty Max. Minty Max has got a hip hop song out and then you can plant the seeds and get that hands-on STEM education, and eat your snacks. And then we've got to even further identify the characters and coloring pages as well. So you got pretty much everything they need aside from getting the cartoons up and running.
That's incredible. And I want to say this first. Yeah, right above, Dom's pointing at it, right above Dom's left shoulder. If you scan that QR code, that'll take you to the YouTube channel where you can listen in to these incredible tunes.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Well, I'll tell you, I'll be visiting the site right after this. I'm pretty sure you got a customer in my household, Mike. I'm chuckling because everything you're talking through, just being a homeschooling dad myself and a newbie when it comes to just growing our own food. We're dabbling in our backyard. I even chuckled when you talked about the coffee for the mom because my wife is my partner in homeschooling. I've never really been a coffee drinker. I drink one cup in the morning, really just for us to kind of have some together time. And inevitably she'll always ask me midday if I want another cup of coffee because she needs one. And what I've learned is that my answer needs to always be yes, just so she doesn't feel guilty about having a second cup.
Yeah.
So if nothing else, I know we'll visit the coffee brand that you have, sir.
Well, yeah, don't forget the coffee beans too. Chocolate covered coffee beans are kind of like
I love
just
that.
to kind of ring it in. I don't think that they're great for kids, but they're the idea is to segue into a subscription homeschool box to where you'll get 30 days worth of snacks and curriculum, a grow kit, some merch, all built around each character of the month. So I've got 28 characters. That's almost, a little over 2 years worth of subscription boxes. And then the kids can really get into the characters by, repping their merch, like Sunflower Susie, sunflower seeds, and then Sunflower Susie shirt, grow kit,
Hey, well, if you need a test family in the Texas area, you let me know. Let me know. Hey, I'm actually, if we could, I want to pull on a thread here if we can. Chasen's right. The way that you've built out products and services that complement and support and grow like this ecosystem is amazing. Yeah. If you are to let us into your mind, big picture, far out. If you had your way, what is the vision that you hope to achieve with all of these product lines and services that you're putting together? What's the vision that you want to see in society as a result of what you're offering?
I don't know if you pay attention to this guy called Joe Salatin, but he's the lunatic farmer or whatever. He's very big in the sustainable agriculture industry, and he talks about how in order for farms to be profitable nowadays, based on the cost of gas and distribution and all these things, farmers aren't making as much money as they could or should. And so this is all intended to be the marketing arm for a bigger picture of these closed loop, sustainable indoor, outdoor hybrid farms that are, they use 95% less resources and 90% less land, and they can be built completely off grid. And the idea through the Bucket Buddies brand involved in learning and loving how to grow food, and the brand is there to engage them to be like, growing food is fun, but it's also cool, and it's cool because of the characters and the cartoons and all the merch and everything that they can rep. That is the Bucket Buddies brand. And there's a different character for every different personality type. And the idea is to span this out into every country and demographic as well, so that there's going to be like Kofi is from Ethiopia, and he's going to have an Ethiopian accent. And there are other vegetables and fruits and things that are available in Ethiopia that are not available in the United States. So if we look big picture, we can look at all of the different areas all over the world, but starting with the United States, and we can find out what in their region is the most accessible and available and sought after. And we can build a book around that, a cartoon episode around that, and teach kids how to grow those foods off the grid, and eventually, potentially break away from the necessity to engage with some of these systems that are, poisoning everybody and controlling everybody with their centralized behaviors. We can decentralize the brand and the farm franchise model to pop these farms up in every city all over the world with little resources, and then allow anybody who buys into the franchise the ability to use the Bucket Buddies brand to distribute the products that they create on their off-grid farms. And Smart Farms, Smart Farms is that's my goofy looking. No, Smart Farms, this is Farmer Smart, and the Bucket Buddies live at Smart Farms. So the more books we put out, the more it gets integrated into the kids' head, like Smart Farms. This is where we get our food, and it's just this huge marketing ploy that is genius. If I might.
It is genius. It is genius. It's all so connected. It just is crazy good. It's crazy good, man.
And you're onto something, Mike.
Yes.
You're onto something very powerful that has the potential to be transformative. And spoken like a true entrepreneur, I appreciate that you're reading the dynamics in the market and the socioeconomic climate, and you're adapting to accomplish the vision. So well done. More power to you, brother.
Yes, well done. Man, I love it. I love it. And I love that question, Dom, because that was on my mind as well. And we talked a little bit about it earlier today with him, but I think that there are so many opportunities for this to grow in the future in the way that he's thought about, and maybe even in ways he hasn't thought about. But I love the idea of it expanding and getting parents and kids together to think about how they can do it themselves. And it's so darn good. It's so darn good on so many levels, and it's so well connected that it's just crazy. It's just crazy good. People, make sure you scan that QR code. I had a lot of fun today after our conversation going to YouTube and checking out the songs. They are awesome. So, I mean, this is not just the concept in itself of these particular snacks and the buckets and the books, but I mean, everything from the music to, I mean, it's all been laid out and it's all interconnected. Like you said, 28 characters. I mean, good grief. This is man, this is really well done. Like, I mean, kudos to you for this, and mad love to you for. I know you're going to win even more awards as more and more people see this and it gets out. So I can't wait to be shouting about it and put all your links in, and for people to see this from just our show alone. But I'm excited that you're on this season too, because as we said, this is our season that now we go global. We're everywhere. So Time to Change podcast is going to go everywhere you watch your podcast. You can find Time to Change now. So I am thrilled that you've been on the show, man. Dom, any other questions that you have for Mike before we let this gentleman go and be more creative?
No other questions, but Mike, know that you have some supporters and advocates for the work that you're doing. Proud of you. Keep up the great work.
Yeah, fantastic job, Mike. Thanks for joining the show. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks. I did want to add real quick that you did, when you said earlier, maybe ways that I haven't thought of, like you inspired me earlier because I'm thinking so big that it's hard for me sometimes to narrow down. And when I went through your YouTube channel and checked out some of the things that you got going on with I can't pronounce it. I want to say De La Soul, but
Rayo de Sol,
group, I think. Yeah, Rayo de Sol. I brought it in, and I'm like, okay, well, here's a direct need, because my mind is at these $5-10 million farms with 50,000 square foot greenhouses, and I'm like, how can I build one super inexpensively? And so I've been spending the rest of the day developing like more modular, smaller farms so that we can service smaller areas that might not have the capacity for a big $10 million farm. So I'm excited to talk to you about that offline, at some point in time. But yeah, definitely, I dig the vibing back and forth and getting new ideas and finding a purpose for all of the energy that I've been spending all these years building this brand.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm calling it live on the show, Chasen. Mike, if you play your cards right, man, we're going to look up and see Bucket Buddies on like Netflix or something as the next iteration of what that looks like.
You heard it right here, folks. You heard it right here.
Mark this day and time.
I'm telling you, This is,
Yeah.
it's insane. It's insane how well it's put together. So,
Yeah.
Mike, man, thanks so much for coming on the show. Thank you for spreading your wisdom. Scan that QR code. Go to his YouTube site. Go to his website. We'll have all the links when this airs. And make sure that you connect with him on his social channels and get your kids involved with Bucket Buddies. Get your copies. Yeah.
And there's free downloadable homeschool worksheets on the website too for people that don't have money who just want to download a PDF and print it out. Just download them and the kids can just do that stuff for free.
Love it. Well, you have been on Time to Change with Mike Smart. My name is Chasen Forehand.
And I go by Dom Jones.
And we will catch you next time. Thank
Mike
you for
Smart.
being with us.